All right, what's going on, Mr. Mark Williams?
Hey man, I'm good, man. We live. We
We,
live.
we are live.
This is yeah.
Project 3221.
Oh yeah, man.
But we are the intro, the pilot.
So what is our thing called? What is it called?
This project is called what we're going to call it M4.
M4, baby.
We are men.
We are men. Yeah.
As we live our lives, at the end of the day, we trying the best we can with what we have. We're out here trying to make a buck or two, trying to look sexy. Man, look, check this out. You know why I'm wearing headphones? Look at this hair. Look at this haircut they gave me.
Military.
Military.
Don't he look like he just came out the Marine Corps?
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing a headset.
Yeah.
Good things. But yeah, this thing is gonna take off. We're excited to see what this is. I think for speaking for myself, we are men should be. It's okay. It's okay to be a guy. It's okay to be ambitious. It's okay to like women and go have fun. Like, nothing wrong with that. Why are we getting crucified for all this craziness? I never understood that. So we are men. M4. We're talking about being men.
Yep.
Making money. The $1 million middleman.
Exactly.
Muscles.
We're talking about muscles,
Where they at? Oh, you're gonna have to. There you go.
Oh,
We used to own gyms and training and all that, so we got the muscles part figured out.
And then we got mentality. That's the last piece.
So you got to get your mind right to get right, and we want to talk about all that. We figured two best friends hanging out, making money together, and we figured we make a damn YouTube channel and have fun, man.
This is going to be very, very interesting for sure. I definitely am enjoying this so far. I mean, it's going to be crazy. Topics, they can go.
Doesn't matter. Any direction.
Yeah.
And as we figure out how to use these tools, it's going to get wild. This is episode 1, intro, the pilot. We'll probably change the title 3 times. We're going to have music. We're going to have chicks in bikinis walking across. It's going to be all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna have some craziness gonna happen. But let's start with the first thing. At the end of the day, they really want to know exactly why we're doing this and what it's actually for. Or, we're just in a different place. I noticed that we're not having to think on a different wavelength like 9 to 5, right? So if we're talking about men, why are we talking about men in the first place, and why are we coming up with these episodes? What is it really for?
Well, you and I spend a lot of time together. We've been kind of on this journey together for 6+ years.
Yeah.
And every time we get together, we're ultimately trying to explain the why, and hell, we hear each other talk about the same stuff so many times.
Yeah.
We've just decided to take the conversations we have in private and bring it to the forefront. And I just think a lot of people are struggling, man. I think a lot of guys are looking for direction. I think a lot of people are looking for direction. And I'm all about doubling down on who I am and what I'm about. And what that means is I'm a man first. I'm a guy. It's okay. And I want to just put that out there that we need help sometimes. We need support sometimes. There's this idea that we're supposed to be a certain way, and man, life is hard for everybody. So I'm a tough guy, but I need help too. So that's why we're doing it.
Yeah. So like I was thinking about just today, I was thinking about something you always used to tell me about the difficulties of just try to survive, right? Everybody is trying to survive. We're all trying to make it through this harsh world. But you said something like the stigma of men, right? Why are we put in this small little box and not being able to venture out of that box, right? You're supposed to raise yourself. You get to a point of success. You buy the nice car. You buy the nice house just to get the white picket fence, to get married, have children. That's staple. But in reality, I feel like for a lot of men, that's just not the case, but they're getting, bombarded or bullied into in a situation that they're not really comfortable with being a part of, right? With being in that little lineup of things you have to do in order to
It's just, I think it's culture at the end of the day. And I'm not saying none of it's right or wrong. It doesn't matter. Like, we're not here crying or complaining. You just got to make the best of what you can with what you have.
Yeah.
Again, kind of diving into who we are, we're both fathers. We both have daughters, a daughter each. That's interesting. That has brought us a lot of commonality. There's a lot of things that we share, and your daughter's older. So I ask you, like, how do you deal with this? How do you deal with that? There's not one right answer to any of this. It is, you do the best you can, pursue what makes you happy, let the chips fall where they are, quit, be unapologetic about being a man and doing the best you can, and whatever makes you happy, go do that. I mean, at the end of the day, go do that. And if you look at the, we are men and the 4 M's, which are going to be the pillars of a lot of our conversations. Men are expected to get money, look sexy, and not be crazy. Right? So if we could cover those bases, I think we're going to be all right.
Yeah. So it's like that thought process of trying to maneuver through a stigma of where we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to be. So, like, even us having daughters, mine's 18, she's about to be 19 years old. And I learned something this past year. My daughter,
you telling your age. You got a how old daughter?
I got an 18, about to be 19-year-old child.
Well, they say black don't cry. Look at this guy. Yeah. He looked 30. He looked 25.
Whew! And I feel it too.
Looking sharp. Looking sharp.
I just do the best I can. But I didn't have a rule book on this parenting thing. Didn't have a rule book. And just to expound on what you said, I'm a man at the end of the day.
Just trying your best, man. Try your best.
Gosh, like to rub it in my face, like you're pretty much, I'm not saying this fully, but you're scum of the earth. You know what I mean? Like,
it can be hard, man. It can be hard.
If you got a daughter, if you're blessed with a daughter and you're a man, like, it's gonna make you think about some things for a second. You'll be like, wait a second. Somebody's gonna do that to my child. You know what I mean?
It took me, man. My daughter. Yeah. I think it took me having Abby is her name, right? Everybody, Miss Abby. She was 3 years old before I accepted that she was a girl, because I wasn't ready for the truths that come with dads and having little girls and how that works. For sure, it's a different dynamic.
It really is. What I was going to bring up a nice little point and ask you a nice little question about it is that one of the things that I've been doing in my growth and trying to get myself to a certain area with me is really focusing on learning the root causes of maybe some major issues that I might be going through within myself, right? And one of the biggest things I always used to tell you is you have to come to the light. And what that means is a lot of people are not going to respect or understand the truth, but if you tell it, it's better than a lie. Because now you ain't got to work your way back in order to try to expound on how you're going to keep on creating this lie to keep on going and keep on going. If you just tell the truth, it's much easier. And what do you say? You always tell me, you rather get a what?
I'd rather get a
fast what?
Oh, we're in sale. That's the money portion. I mean, but it applies to everything.
It applies to everything.
Yeah. I mean, time is short. We ain't on this earth very long. Yeah. So you gotta be very mindful of how you spend your time and your energy. So I'd rather hear a fast no than a slow maybe any day. And I'm talking about business. I'm talking about women. I'm talking about anything. Just tell me no so I can move on. Because really the difference between success and failure is how to shorten that time window to a yes. But that's applicable to anything. And when you say talking about coming to the light, I mean, I would say meeting Mark, I played in the shadows. I was always trying to be Mr. Sneaky Pants, trying to get my.
It wasn't bad. It was smooth.
until we got caught up, and 4 of them all converged at the same time. That's episode 3. I gotta stay tuned for that.
That's a topic in itself, but
no kidding.
Yeah, a lot of
coming to the light is important for all of us.
Oh man, yeah. I was just thinking that a lot of experiences that me and you have had, we can't make up, and it's.
We're going to dive into it, man. Like a lot of these, if we had a microphone and some of these rides that we have, some of these ventures we have, and we just talk, I think that's really what we want to do, man. We're just 2 good friends, best friends that share a lot of time together, and we talk about a lot of stuff. And we should make a podcast, a YouTube channel, a Twitch channel, a Facebook channel. We should do it all. Just for the sake of sharing our experiences online for everybody. So that's what we're doing.
I'll add in, seriously, we want your comments. We want your feedback. If you feel like we should talk about a certain topic, don't be afraid to chime in and enter your information. But we want to say, if it just helps one of you guys, man, one of you men that are really struggling right now, that's all that matters.
That's it.
We do this in our private time, and we go in depth into some really crazy stuff. So to say this out loud, we're probably saying things that most men aren't talking about, because it's taboo to talk about your feelings, your emotions. We're men, right? So you're not allowed
to be tough. Neanderthals. Nah, that's going to be for everybody. So every social media gets crucified for being an unfortunate platform for people to complain and bitch about things, but it's also allowed us to find like-minded people a lot faster. It's allowed us to connect to people that we would have never had the chance to.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, again, we all, when it comes to the relationship part, we're going to bash social media, but for the sake of getting these broadcasts out and making money, social media is pretty awesome.
It's pretty freaking awesome.
But when it comes to relationships, you know what? Fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg. You ruined so many of my relationships. Damn it.
Yeah, I trust me. I know you want to go ahead and meet him straight out and be like, "What's up, man? What's up?"
Why you got to put relationship status on Facebook, man?
Right.
It's hard to play in the shadows when I got to put
single,
dating, complicated.
Yeah. So that's just the life, man, that we of course have to live. But I definitely wanted to bring up a point when it came to the money section, which was. It's a little bit different. When I met you, I was struggling, man. I was trying to live a 9-to-5 life and really try to just make it and try to survive and all that. And these last 6-7 years, I've actually went on to another plane where I wake up when I want to. I get to enjoy life the way I want to, and I really want to expound on that with you and talk about the things that we get to mentally think about. Now that we have time freedom, right?
Time freedom is everything. I mean, we created the group. We've already one of the first comments were, we can't do 9 to 5, and the world's just it's too available, too wide open to do what you want to do. You got to take advantage of the tools, and man, you've already said it. Anybody that's going to be watching in the future, anybody that knows us on a personal or professional level, if we can help you in any way, that's what we should be doing. We're in a position to do that. I'm in a position to do that. And don't be a slave to the 9 to 5. I mean, you'll see memes all day, every day. Salary is the payment to, what was it? Something about is the salary is something to shit on your dreams, basically. I can't think of what it exactly says.
Another form of they consider it to be another form of slavery,
Well, but there's an awesome meme or an awesome quote that all a salary does is just causes you to stop focusing on your own dreams and you build somebody else up.
Exactly. And I think, in all honesty, like for us, this they say this time is really rough for a lot of people, but I really think this pandemic has really changed in a way where people have the time to really find themselves, right? So like if they're willing to get into an area where they're really wanting to change, right, or do something better, they've had the option.
Well, it's so here, here it is, March 4th,
Yeah.
2021. I'm assuming we're on the back end of this thing, right? We're on the other side of what this pandemic was supposed to be.
Yeah.
If you survived it, if you kept your family intact and you were able to make a little bit of money, and or if your business survived, count your blessings. But yeah, I mean, you always should be adapting, always should be pivoting. You should always be taking the opportunity to get better.
Yeah.
I mean, look at here we are on a live stream broadcast platform. We're evolving, we're adapting. Time freedom is no longer an issue for us. Money is no longer an issue for us. We're moving on to the next chapters of our lives, and now we want to share our story, share our opportunity with other people. And man, the pandemic definitely challenged a lot of people, but hey, it's okay being a man. It's okay to get knocked down, but you got to get back up again.
And that's that was I'm glad you said it just like that. I'm glad you said it just like that, because in reality, I want to kind of bring up a point. I'm smiling. I'm actually really happy.
Okay.
I'm in a great place in my life, and I'm so excited. But I will tell you, I couldn't get here unless I had discipline with my peace within myself, right? So if I didn't have peace within, or I know you can see the cross right now. I'm very faith-based, but I've been struggling with something really, really harsh, and diabetes is no joke. Yes, I know. You guys are all gonna say, how can you get diabetes in this format of your body, and you look like you're 22 and whatever the case is? But
it's because your ass is eating every daggone sugary Coca-Cola honey bun snack I've ever seen. I used to buy you boxes of it.
Did you hear? Listen to him.
I would buy this guy boxes of honey buns as like run across his favorite brand, and I'd bring it back to him. And
he's not joking.
That's crazy.
And so you're talking about, I'm drinking sodas. I'm drinking 2-liter sodas, by the way. I'm eating honey buns on a regular basis. I'm eating whole pizzas. This is all in one day.
Yeah,
someone's going to get diabetes.
And I mean, you still look like $1 million, but yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting.
I paid for it, but at the same time, it kind of slowed me down in a place where I needed to really find myself. And that's why I was saying, like, when you go through different things in life, don't be so harsh on yourself. You know what I'm saying? We all are struggling. We're all trying to deal with life, but at the same time, let that motivate you to do something better. Okay.
So we're going to have a whole episode on this, guys, when we talk about muscles and we're talking about fitness and Mark, I mean, he's rocking the iBody shirt. That was the name of our gym when we in Arlington. Some of you guys and gals will be familiar with that brand. Mark is going to and as this, please, man, be a little patient with us. This is episode 1. We're going to be a lot more organized and clever once we figure out all the tools. But Mark's going to be talking about getting your body right. He's talking about fitness, giving away fitness training tips and food. But diabetes is something that is plaguing a lot of men. And I know when we set out to launch this, that was something that Mark was going to really want to attack and really help people with. So,
oh man.
So let's circle all the way back. So a little fun as we kind of talk. We're going to figure this out, and it's just two buddies bullshitting. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be focused on the money. Mark's going to be talking about the muscles, and then we're going to talk about mentality. But let's get back to we are men. When I ask you, Mark, what does it mean to be a man? What does that mean to you?
To be honest with you, for myself, kind of peeling back the layers of myself, it's all about self realization and journey. I think a man has to stumble, to fall, to get back up, to keep pushing forward. So my whole thing is Rocky, right? And he has his hands up in Philadelphia on all those stairs. That's what I consider to be a man. A man is someone that's going to be responsible and take responsibility for everything that happens, even if he's not in the wrong. Even if he's not in the wrong, he's going to take the responsibility for all the actions that pursue his life. And
Yep.
I think a man is not necessarily an income thing. I think, in all honesty, if you're true to yourself and you're true to everyone else around you, and you're not harming other people and you're not harming yourself, that's what I consider to be men. Men are able to pick themselves up and pick other men up, pick other people up in general, because you have to do the same thing for a woman. You can't just be the high mighty, I'm a man, 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 and not be there for somebody. A happy wife is a what? Happy life.
Yeah, but that's not. That's a statement that I've always questioned.
Yeah, you've always questioned it, but
Yeah.
I say that simply because that's just the moniker of how I grew up. My
Yeah.
father was a gentleman. I mean, scholar when it comes to women.
So you said a man is someone who always takes responsibility even when it's not their fault.
Yeah.
I try to teach my daughter that. I try to.
Yeah.
I always. I mean, from my military days, I've always was taught to. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. The person who steps up and takes it, takes responsibility is the one that's going to, be able to make things happen. And it's a lesson learned. It's a chance to get better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to instill that into, we talk about being men, but she's going to be a strong woman.
Yeah.
When I get done with her, she going to have to figure it out. All right. So that's what it means to be a man to Mark.
How about you, brother?
Being a man is never giving up,
Man,
never quit. That's it.
that's
I mean, Mark took, I started to follow up what he said, right? That how do you follow up that? But yeah, just not giving up.
Yeah.
What there's no other option. Failure is not an option. And that applies to every aspect of my life.
But that's to be honest with you. I mean, I learned this from you. Even though I'm very, very peaceful, I still learn a lot from what you say, and that's one of your biggest things. That's why when I said, you needed to come to the light, you took it to a whole new level, which was essentially, listen, if you don't, the answer is going to be either yes or no in life. And so if the answer is going to be yes or no, those are the only two options.
Yeah, don't waste a lot of time beating around the bush to the more no's you can get, the sooner you can get to a yes. And life to me is nothing but a numbers game. And again, to my men out there, we're talking about women, we're talking about opportunities, we're talking about deal flow, we're talking about whatever you do in life. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Grant Cardone. He talks about the 10 times rule. All that is just numbers. Instead of doing 1, do 10. Instead of doing 10, do 100. Instead of 100, do 1,000. Man, I was doing the same thing on Tinder, man, years ago. That's it. That's all it takes.
We're going to expound on that later.
Episode 16. Stay tuned.
He ain't allowed on those.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find that might be on Pornhub after it's all said and done. not YouTube.
yeah, ain't gonna be on YouTube for sure.
No. But like being a man is who's going to tell you what it's like out there? Who's going to? So no one can tell you what it's supposed to be. You got to find your own meaning, and as long as you're finding happiness and you're doing it the right way, that's what it's supposed to be. I mean, and don't let anybody tell you any different.
And you stand on that. You stand on it firm, right? You just,
well,
like you say, you don't give up.
People want to follow leaders. They want to follow people who find solutions. They want to follow people who are deeply convicted in whatever they believe. I mean, here, check this out. When I tell people this, please believe this is the truth as I know it. People don't like you. Motherfuckers don't like you.
Yeah, let's go.
What I mean by that is you already have a group of people who are already against you, not because of skin color, race, or not. Humans are messed up. So if there's already a segment of people that don't like you, why are you trying to make everybody happy? So I double down on who the fuck I am. And I do that because if I can figure out who I am, I'm going to find my happiness. I'm going to find my purpose. And you got to find your own path in life. And that's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Now, since we're on that topic, I definitely have a question for you because I hope you just blow this out the water. And the reason why I say this is because you get to deal with me every day. And, when you first met me, you thought I was weird for being who I was. But my question to you is, how do you determine selfishness or narcissism in what you're talking about? How do you determine it being good quality for self, or because women will say, a lot of women will say, well, you're a narcissist. You're selfish. You only think of yourself. Me knowing you, that is far from the case. You are beyond helpful. You are beyond giving. You are beyond those things. But what do you say to people out there?
Well, it's an in-depth. There's too many. It's their own challenge. Most issues are a reflection of their own insecurities and their own failures in life, and we have this blame other mentality. It all goes back to taking taking responsibility for yourself. Listen. I'm here to be the best I can be. Will I struggle? Will I fail people? Yes, I'm a human being. I'm going to have letdowns and disappointments. That's what makes us human. But I've been called everything you can imagine. And the sad reality for them they're no better off. They were just trying to find an excuse. They were trying to find something to blame, and it's their own fault. Just like it's my fault, at least 50% my fault. But as far as being a narcissist, quit trying to label people and go fucking do it. Quit. Come on, man. There's so many words in the English dictionary. Like, why are you finding my fault? Why not find a better solution for yourself?
And you always say a comment that makes me laugh every time. And it's, how do you create a problem out of solutions?
There's people out there, man. We live in a society, I'm not going to get too deep into political,
of course,
jargon or motivations. We as a society are being pushed to blame others and be very dependent on systems and I mean, the reality is what it is. We live in Texas, man. When we get that winter storm, you know how many people failed at being a man, failed at being a provider, failed at basic needs.
Yeah.
They wanted to blame the government. They wanted to blame this. Like, yeah, I get it was hard and all that, but come on, man, you got to be able to create a solution. Quit blaming others and quit creating problems. Like, there's always going to be a hurdle tomorrow. There's always going to be a rainstorm ahead.
And to be honest with you, it's when someone tells me all the time, we were struggling that bad. When I went to the stores, it didn't look like I was struggling that much because the store was almost empty.
Well,
water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think people spend so much time trying to make it everybody else's fault.
Of course. Yeah. Don't want.
That's why you're fucking broke. That's why you ain't got no money. That's why you ain't sexy. That's why you ain't got muscles like Mark.
Man.
That's why you ain't got the $1 million middleman mentality. That's your fault.
Yeah.
Call me narcissist. Tell me I'm egotistical.
Yeah.
Tell Mark he's selfish.
Yeah.
What's the point?
It's
all you've done is spend more time labeling me,
trying to put me down
instead of trying to build yourself up.
Build yourself.
Don't do that.
No. Hold on real quick. Say that part again. You too busy trying to tear me down instead of what?
People will spend more time tearing other people down to get to their level instead of rising up to ours.
Come on now. Woo.
And if that ain't the one to leave the podcast on, to leave the YouTube channel on, listen, this is Joshua Galbreath, the $1 million middleman. Y'all know me.
Yeah, man.
We got Mark Williams.
All day.
I think the first thing we need to do when we get so many followers is we need to let the followers come up with the nickname for Mark Williams.
Yes.
That's gonna be it.
Oh, that'll be dope. Yeah, I like that.
So thank you guys for tuning in. The intro, the pilot, who knows what it's going to be called, but the first episode. We Are Men, episode 1.
Make sure to chime in. And again,
comments,
like, do what
share, flip me off.
Do what you got to do.
Say whatever. Talk about this fly ass haircut I got for $12 today, because that's what it was. A $12 haircut.
By the way, she did them dirty. By the way,
oh man,
I'm not hating on you.
That's why I'm wearing the headphones. It looked a lot better once I checked the video. How do we get these headphones on so I don't get judged the first time out the gate?
Yeah.
But we're talking about being men and being okay with that. We're talking about money because that makes the world go round. Let's not be naive.
Then we're talking about muscles. You're
talking about getting sexy and getting right,
and then mentality,
getting all the benefits that come with that, and then we're talking about up here
that mentality, that mindset.
All right, Mark, you on the spot.
What's up?
This right here is gonna. What we need that final.
Oh!
And this is right on the spot. This is going to live forever.
That right there. Okay, you need that Bruce Almighty real quick.
We need something. We need what's that signature sign off?
That signature sign off.
What is it?
I know what you want to be in life. You can grow to be anything you want to be, but make sure you understand we are men.
We are men. All right, guys. We are men. We'll see you on the next episode.